Hey there, today I'll be showing you how to draw Chibi Markiplier. So we're going to start with the eyes. Starting with the left, we're going to draw a big circle, starting from the top, curve around to the bottom, and then back up to the top again. From here, let's draw in a circle on the top left corner here for a highlight. And we'll go ahead and color all this area in black. And we're going to draw the right eye. So we're going to leave a little gap in the middle here. We'll draw the same thing on the right side. Starting at the top, making sure that they're lined up at the top and at the bottom. So starting at the top of the right eye, we'll curve down to the bottom and then around back up to the top. From here, let's draw that same highlight circle on the top left and then color everything in black. Now from here, let's go ahead and draw the frame for the glasses. So I'm going to draw curves along the top of the left and right eye, but I'm going to shift it over a little bit so that the eye isn't sitting centered of that curve. It's actually sitting on the inside. So starting on the left, I'm going to curve over and just touch the top of the left eye. So just curving over like that. From here, let's go over to the right side and draw the same thing. Starting from the inside, curve over the eye, and over to the right side. From here, let's curve in the inner parts of the glasses. So from here, I'm going to curve down and in towards the left and just below that eye. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now from here, we're going to curve across the bottom. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap maybe, and then just come over to the side. We're not going to go all the way out to the edge. We're going to leave a little bit of space. Here, I'm actually going to make this side a little bit longer. And then from here, we're going to connect the tops and the bottoms with a curve. Starting from the top on the left, and then the top on the right, curving down. From these points in the corners here, we're just going to connect it with a straight line going across. Now from here, I'm going to thicken up the top ridge of the glasses. So starting on the left side here, I'm just going to make it a little bit thicker, and just work my way across to the center. Go across the center with a thicker line, and then over on the right side. And on the ends here, I'm just going to pull it out a little bit to create almost like a little box. And pull that in like that. And I color that in black. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Color that in black. We're going to leave the rest of the frame as is. Now from here, let's go ahead and draw in the little mustache. I'm going to actually give him that little pink mustache because I think it looks pretty cool. So from center here, I'm going to put a little point. This will be my starting point. I'm going to curve up and then down towards the left. And I'm just going to do a little curl that comes back up. We'll do the same thing on the right side, just flipped over. So we're going to go up, down, and we'll just curl that around. Now we're going to bring this back in towards the middle here. So I'm going to come down from the middle and draw another point. That'll be my end point. So I'm just going to curve back and go back up in the middle. Do the same thing on the right side, just swirling around. Let's show a little bit of teeth. So on the inside here, I'm just going to draw a little curve like this. And then just below that, I just want to indicate a little bit of the lip by drawing a little curve. Let's go to the side of the head. We're going to draw the chin and the bottom part of the head. So from this point in the glasses to that point, we want to connect it with a nice even curve coming down to the chin, which will be right about here. So I'm just going to curve around, down to the bottom of the chin. Now I'm just going to aim back up towards the right to that point in the glasses right there. From here, let's go ahead and draw on some ears. So from that same point, I'm going to curve up and out and pull that right back into the side of the head. For some inner ear detail, I'll start up here. I'm just going to curve that into the side of the head. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So curving out and pulling that into the side of the head. And then from here, we'll just draw a little curve for inner ear detail. Let's go ahead and draw in the hair. So the bottom half of the face is equal to the top half of the face. So we're going to draw, so if you imagine the circle for the head, the hair is actually quite large. So the hair is sort of combed over this way. So I want to draw the part. So imagine that circle on the top right corner here. So right about here, imagine that circle, I'm going to put a point. This is where the hair will come down from the side and come over towards the left. From this point, I want to curve in, and then I just want to merge in with the side of that glass right there. From here, I'm going to draw some hair coming down towards the sideburn. So from here, I'm just going to curve out, I'll curve back in with a short line, and then curving out into the top edge of that ear. From here, I'm going to draw the wispy hair coming down over the forehead, over to the left side here. So from that same starting point, I want to curve over this way. Curving over, and then I'm going to reverse curve. So I'm going to go upwards as I get towards the top of the glass here, and now I want to draw some hairs sort of wisping back and forth this way. So going up, so it's tapering out, and then I come back out with a longer strand. Now I'm going to eventually make my way back to the starting point, so I'm going to go up. Going up, and then I'm going to reverse this. I'm going to go the opposite direction because now the hair is starting to flop over this way, and then I'm going to curve this up to the top of the head right here. Do another hair strand. This is going to come back over like this. Now I'm aiming towards that point, but as I go along, I'm just going to draw some hair strands coming across. I'm going to come down. Now one final little strand coming up, and I'll pull that right into that same starting point there. Now if you want, you can draw some hair strands coming across. So one, draw another one like that, and even on the side, draw a few coming across like that. I'm going to give them some little eyebrows. So up here, I'm going to put the eyebrows a little bit closer in. So right here, I'm just going to pull a curve, and then I'm going to pull that back underneath the hair. Let's do the same thing flipped over. So right here, we draw the top curve, and then the bottom curve going across. I'm going to give a little bit of sideburn on this side. So right here where the glass is at the top, I'm just going to draw a line coming down, and then from the edge of that ear, I'm going to taper up and out and tuck that in underneath that hair like so. Okay, so we got the head. Let's get into the body. So with all my chibis, I usually make the bodies really small. The body is actually the same length or the same height as the head. So if the feet came down to here, about halfway is where my waist will be. So on either side, I'm going to draw a curve coming down. And it sort of comes out wide as it gets towards the waist. Connect those 2 points with a curve. I'm going to close that gap off there. Up here in the middle, I'm just going to draw a curve, like a half circle for the collar of his shirt. And we're going to draw a little M here for Markiplier. So starting on the left side, we're going to come down to the middle, go back up on the right, like a V. And then on either point, we're going to come down at an angle going outwards. Like that, equal length. And at the bottom, I'm just going to draw a straight line across on both sides. We're going to follow this line going up in an angle, and then we're going to come down to a point in the middle at the same length as this line here. So this is for a simple M. Let's go ahead and draw the legs. So again, the feet coming down about halfway. I'm going to start in the middle, draw a little curve like that for the lower torso. On the inside here, I'm going to leave a little gap on either side and drawing a curve coming down to the heels. Now from here, I'm going to draw the length of the feet. So from this heel to the toe, I'm going to draw a curve. Curve coming up like this. And then on the right side, I'll draw the same length as well, making sure they're the same length. From here, I'm going to draw a little short line on the tip of the toes. From here, I'm going to draw a curve coming up, but I'm going to stop at the top of the foot here, like right here, just a little short curve on both sides. Then from here, I'm going to curve up into the waistline, just like this. Now from this point, I'm going to draw the cuff of the pants, curving across, and I'm going to make that twice as thick, so he's got some rolled up pants. Just on both sides like that. Let's draw on the sole. So from the tip of this line here, draw a curve going back to the heel. I'll draw the same thing on the right side. We're going to draw a toe cap. So from this corner, it's going to curve a line going down to that sole. Just do that on both sides. And then from here Just going to pull that underneath the cuff of the pant, and then I'm going to split this in half for some laces. Curve it in, split it in half. If you want, you can draw a little circle here, a little sneaker detail, just like that. And up here, we're going to draw in some pockets. So on the side here, I'm going to pull that underneath the shirt on both sides, and then we're just going to give him a little fly. A long, elongated rectangle. Let's go ahead and draw in the arms. So I'm going to have his arms out and this on his waist. So we're going to start by drawing in the shoulders. So on either side, right here, I'm going to curve out towards the elbow, starting at the top underneath the chin. I'll curve out towards the elbow. I'm going to do that on both sides, just so I can balance this out as I'm going across like that, making sure that at the same height. Now from here, I want to curve in towards the hands. So from here, I'm going to curve in. I'm going to stop right there. I want to leave room for my hands here. Now, from this point, I probably want to draw on the top of the forearms going into the hands, because I want to start drawing the hand in this way. So what I'll do is I'll start with an imaginary line from the elbow curving up this way towards the forearm. So I'm going to leave a gap here. Just draw a curve like this. From here, I'm going to draw in the thumb, the top of the thumb, going across like that. I'm going to draw a little bracket at the end of that. From here, I'm going to move back on the thumb here, draw a curve going into the body, and then pulling back out this way. So it's curving around. I'm going to do a little overlap. So drawing another finger, and then one more, and then this is going to go right into that wrist line there. From here, I'm going to go to that wrist and just pull a curve right underneath the body. Up here, I'm just going to draw a curve for the top of the t-shirt. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the right side here. So starting with that inner curve from the elbow, curving out to right about there. I'm going to draw the top of the thumb, going across, and then the little bracket. From here, I'm going to come up on the thumb here, curving around, touching the side of the body, doing another overlap, and then one final one, and pulling this right into that wrist line. And then right here to that wrist, I'm just going to pull a curve. And up here we'll draw a curve for the t-shirt. And that is pretty much it. There we have it. There's Chibi Markiplier. I want to wish Markiplier a very happy birthday. Congratulations on hitting 13 million subscribers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.